Dr. Alistair Willoughby was a man of science. His reputation in London was sterling. He was known for his keen mind and had a passion for the unknown. Dr. Willoughby's office, nestled in a quiet corner of Mayfair, was a sanctuary of knowledge. It was filled with medical texts, artifacts from distant lands, and the faint scent of ether. Patients from all walks of life sought his expertise. They trusted his judgment, captivated by his gentle demeanour, but even the most esteemed doctor could be baffled. This is the story of the day Dr. Willoughby's world took an unexpected turn, a tale of ancient secrets and a hidden code that would challenge everything he thought he knew. It began with Emily, a young woman of impeccable lineage who came complaining of a strange ailment. She was well known in the community for her grace and poise, making her sudden illness all the more alarming. She described a persistent rash, unlike anything Dr. Willoughby had encountered before. The rash was not just a simple irritation, it was a series of intricate swirling symbols that seemed almost otherworldly. It manifested as intricate symbols that seemed to shift and change under his gaze. The symbols were mesmerizing, almost hypnotic, and they seemed to tell a story that was just out of reach. He dismissed it as a peculiar skin condition. However, his curiosity was piqued. He couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this than met the eye. Days later, an elderly merchant walked into his office bearing similar markings. The merchant's story was eerily similar to Emily's, and the symbols on his skin were just as perplexing. Then a young boy, his eyes wide with fear, revealed the same unsettling symbols etched across his back. The boy's parents were frantic, unable to understand what was happening to their child. These were not isolated incidents. More and more patients began to arrive, each with the same mysterious symbols. The doctor's office was soon overwhelmed with concerned and frightened individuals. Something far stranger was at play. The symbols seemed to glow faintly in the dim light, adding to the eerie atmosphere that had settled over the town.
I began to document each case meticulously, noting the shape, the size, and the location of these enigmatic markings. Each symbol was unique, yet they all shared a common thread that hinted at a deeper mystery, and the location of these enigmatic markings. I was determined to unravel the truth. The more I studied, the more I realized that these symbols were not random. They were a message, a puzzle that needed to be solved. The fate of many depended on it.
As Dr. Willoughby delved deeper, he noticed a pattern. It wasn't just any pattern, but one that seemed to whisper secrets from the past. The symbols, though appearing random at first glance, repeated in specific sequences. These sequences seemed to form a language of their own, a hidden code waiting to be deciphered. He spent countless evenings in his study, the gaslight casting long shadows on the walls. The flickering light added an air of mystery, making the symbols dance on the pages. He pored over his notes, sketches of the symbols scattered across his desk. Each sketch was a piece of a larger puzzle, a puzzle that seemed to grow more complex with each passing day. His sharp mind, accustomed to deciphering the complexities of the human body, now grappled with a different kind of puzzle. This was a puzzle of the mind, of history, and of forgotten knowledge. He compared them to ancient alphabets, to hieroglyphs, to arcane texts he had collected over the years. Then, a breakthrough. A connection that had eluded him for so long suddenly became clear.
I stumbled upon a dusty volume, one that had been forgotten in the annals of time. Tucked away in the corner of my library, it seemed almost as if it had been waiting for me to find it. It was a treatise on ancient civilizations and their forgotten languages. The pages were filled with knowledge that had been lost to the sands of time. There, nestled among the faded pages, was a symbol that mirrored one I had seen on Emily's arm. This discovery was more than a coincidence. It was a key to unlocking a mystery that spanned centuries.
The book spoke of a forgotten language used by a secret society known as the Order of the Serpent. This language, shrouded in mystery, was said to hold the key to unlocking secrets that had been buried for centuries. This order, it claimed, possessed knowledge of an ancient relic of immense power. The relic was believed to grant its possessor abilities beyond human comprehension, a power that could alter the course of history itself. They used this symbolic language to communicate and protect their secrets. Each symbol was a piece of a larger puzzle, a code that only the initiated could decipher. The language was their shield, their way of ensuring that their knowledge remained hidden from the unworthy. The realization struck Dr. Willoughby with the force of a physical blow. He had stumbled upon something far greater than he had ever imagined, something that could change everything he thought he knew. He was not dealing with a medical anomaly. The strange symbols and marks on his patients were not random, they were deliberate, a part of a grand design. He was on the verge of uncovering a conspiracy centuries old. The Order of the Serpent had left traces of their existence, clues that only someone with a keen eye and a determined spirit could follow.
The symbols on my patients were not a rash, but a message, a way to identify others who carried the mark of the Order. Each mark was a sign, a signal to those who knew how to read it. But what did it mean? What was the purpose of these marks? Were they a warning, a call to action, or something else entirely? Why were these people being marked? What connection did they have to the Order of the Serpent? The questions gnawed at me, each one more pressing than the last. The questions gnawed at me, fueling my determination to find answers. I knew that the key to understanding lay within the pages of the ancient texts, within the symbols that had been left behind. I was determined to decipher them, to uncover the truth that had been hidden for so long.
Section 5. The Order of the Serpent.
My research led me deeper into the history of the Order of the Serpent. They were shrouded in mystery. Whispers of their existence echoed through the annals of time. Some believed them to be guardians of forbidden knowledge. Others claimed they were a dangerous cult. Their true motives remained elusive.
According to legend, the Order possessed a relic of immense power, a scroll containing the secrets of eternal life. This scroll was said to be hidden away, its location known only to those who bore the mark of the serpent. Dr. Willoughby realized that the symbols on his patients were not random. They were coordinates, fragments of a map leading to the hidden scroll. Section 6. The Scroll's Secrets.
The existence of a scroll capable of granting eternal life seemed like the stuff of fairy tales. Yet I couldn't shake off the feeling that there was more to the legend than met the eye. My scientific mind urged me to be skeptical, but the historian in me was captivated by that possibility.
He knew that throughout history, countless individuals had sought the secret to immortality. Alchemists, philosophers, and even rulers had dedicated their lives to cheating death. Was it so far-fetched to believe that the Order of the Serpent had succeeded where others had failed? The journey led him from the bustling streets of London to the misty moors of Scotland. He encountered enigmatic characters along the way, some helpful, others threatening. He faced danger and intrigue at every turn. Through it all, the thought of the scroll, of unraveling the secrets of the Order, kept him going. S1. Media. Victorian man studying books, researcher in Victorian study, doctor in Victorian library. Driven by a thirst for knowledge and a sense of duty to my patients, I resolved to follow the trail of the serpent's mark. I meticulously documented the symbols on each patient. I painstakingly pieced together the map fragment by fragment.
Deep within a remote abbey, hidden amidst the rugged Scottish highlands, I finally came face to face with the guardians of the scroll. They were not what I expected. They were not sinister figures cloaked in darkness. Instead, they were scholars, historians, and healers who had dedicated their lives to protecting the scroll and its secrets.
They explained that the scroll did not grant eternal life in the literal sense. It held the key to a different kind of immortality. It contained knowledge that could heal the sick, ease suffering, and unlock the potential of the human mind.
The guardians presented me with a choice. I could learn the secrets of the scroll, join their order, and dedicate my life to safeguarding its wisdom. Or I could walk away, my memory of the events erased, and live out my days oblivious to the truth.
The decision weighed heavily upon him. He could return to his life in London, to his patients and his research. He could pretend that none of this had ever happened. But the doctor in him, The man who had always embraced knowledge and sought to alleviate suffering knew he could not turn his back on such a profound discovery.
I chose to stay. I immersed myself in the wisdom of the scroll, learning the ancient healing arts and unlocking the secrets of the human mind. I became a guardian of the relic. I continued to see patients, but now my treatments were infused with the knowledge passed down through generations of the order.
He never forgot the lessons he had learned on his journey. He knew that the pursuit of knowledge could be dangerous, that secrets could be both a blessing and a curse. And so, he vowed to use his newfound knowledge wisely, to heal, to teach, and to ensure that the legacy of the Order of the Serpent lived on.